Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. You can attempt the quiz in this app and you can read detailed explanation. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Now let's start. Which bank has launched digital platform Merchant Stack to provide banking services to the retail merchants? So this has been launched by ICICI Bank. It has launched this Merchant Stack to provide banking services to the retail merchants. The main feature of this initiative includes instant credit facilities, zero balance current account, and digital store management services to these retail merchants. Now please note that ICICI, SDFC and SBI, these three banks are given the status of DSIB. DSIB stands for Domestic Systemically Important Bank. This status is given by Reserve Bank of India. Recently, RBI was in news as Mr. T. Ravi Shankar has been appointed as the next Deputy Governor of RBI. So in RBI, there are 4 Deputy Governors. Present RBI Governor is Mr. Shaktikant Das. So Mr. T. Ravi Shankar succeeded Mr. B.P. Kanungo. He retired recently. RBI was also in news as recently it joined NGFS. NGFS is Network for Greening the Financial Systems. Apart from the appointment of Mr. T. Ravi Shankar, recently one more appointment was in news, and recently Mr. Sanjay Kumar Mohanty has been appointed as the member of Railway Board. Now in the context of banking, recently few other initiatives were in news. First is Immune India Deposit Scheme. So in order to promote vaccination and in order to encourage people to vaccinate, recently Central Bank of India launched this Immune India Deposit Scheme. As per this scheme, they are going to provide more or additional interest to the people, those who are vaccinated. So idea is to encourage people to vaccinate. Now in the context of COVID-19, recently one more initiative was in news. It is Oxygen on Wheels. So this is an initiative by Mahindra Group. Recently, the chairperson of Mahindra Group, Mr. Anand Mahindra, launched this initiative, Oxygen on Wheels, to ensure the transportation of oxygen from plants to the hospitals and homes. Apart from that, recently, to ensure experimental delivery of vaccines by drones, recently, Telangana government got approval from Civil Aviation Ministry. That means, government is going to use drones to provide vaccines to the hinterland areas, and for this recently it got approval from the Civil Aviation Ministry. So we covered Oxygen on Wheels initiative, we covered Vaccines through Drones initiative, and we covered Immune India Deposit Scheme. Next question is, which Indian state government is to launch a cleanliness drive named CLAP? So it has been launched by Andhra Pradesh. CLAP stands for Clean Andhra Pradesh. So idea is to ensure sanitation. Now at central level, we have a scheme Clean India, and this scheme has 2 components. One is urban component and second is a rural component. This scheme was launched in 2014. This urban component is managed by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Rural component is managed by Ministry of Jal Shakti. Recently, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs was in news as it launched a scheme of loan for street vendors. Answer in comment box what is the name of that particular scheme. Next question is, Chota Char Dham, a famous Hindu pilgrimage circuit, is located in which state? So it is located in Uttarakhand, and this circuit consists of 4 locations. These 4 locations are Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Badrinath. So recently Uttarakhand government has suspended this Char Dham Yatra in the backdrop of COVID-19. That is why it was in news. Next question is, what is Patania II, which was in news recently for being stranded on the Pacific Ocean floor? So it is a mining robot. Name is Patania II. So it is a seabed mining robot which was being tested on the floor of Pacific Ocean, and it is being tested by GSR. What is GSR? It is a deep sea exploration company and it is a part of DEME group. So what is the objective of this mining robot? Objective was to collect the nodules which are rich in cobalt and other metals which are found on the seabed. In simplest term, on the seabed of ocean, different materials and minerals are found. Now with the help of this particular robot, we are trying to explore them, or we are trying to extract them. We means this particular company GSR. So this was being tested on Pacific Ocean floor, and now it is being stranded. That's why it was in news. So these are the major oceans of world. This is Pacific Ocean, this is Atlantic Ocean, this is Arctic Ocean, this is Indian Ocean, and this is Southern Ocean. Next question is, which top contributor of UNFPA recently announced to cut 85% of the aid funding pledged to UNFPA? So this has been announced by UK, that is United Kingdom. It has decided to cut 85% of its funding which it pledged to the United Nations Population Fund. Now please note that this UNFPA is the nodal authority of United Nations for the sexual and reproductive health, and it was established in 1969. Recently it was in news because of a report, and report is My Body is My Own. Now recently UK was also in news as it is going to be the host of COP26. COP stands for Conference of Parties. It is Conference of United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This UNFCCC is a result of Rio Summit or Rio Declaration of 1992. Recently UK was also in news as it became the first country to allow driverless cars on road. UK was also in news as recently it announced that it is exploring the possibility of a new digital currency, Bitcoin. Next question is, which institution has unveiled a collaborative project titled Sustainable Livelihood for Tribal Households in India? So this has been announced by TriFed. What is TriFed? It is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. This TriFed is under MOTA. What is MOTA? It is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So for this particular sustainable livelihood for tribal households in India, TriFed has collaborated with the Link Fund. So this Link Fund is a foundation which works in the field of poverty eradication and in the field of mitigating the effects of climate change. So recently TriFed collaborated with this Link Fund for the sustainable livelihood for tribal households. TriFed is under MOTA, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Recently TriFed was also in news because of Sankalp Se Siddhi initiative. Answer in comment box what is the objective of the Sankalp Se Siddhi initiative by TriFed. Apart from that, for tribals, recently Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in collaboration with MOTA launched Anamay. So it is an initiative to improve the health and nutritional status of tribal communities. Next question is, Order of Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Rays is honor conferred by which country? So it is conferred by Japan. Please note that this is Order of Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Rays. So this was conferred to a Bengaluru based teacher, Shamala Ganesh, for the contribution in the promotion of Japanese language. Actually this award is given to those who have played a key role in promotion of Japanese culture. Apart from that, recently one more award related to Japan was in news. It is Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star. This one is Star, this one is Rays. So this Star Award is given to former Principal Secretary of Prime Minister Modi, and he is Mr. Nripendra Mishra. So he was given this award for his work in the field of improvement of ties between India and Japan. Next question is, what is the tenure of loans provided by the central government to the states under the Scheme of Financial Assistance to the States for CAPEX? Now first thing first, what is CAPEX? It is capital expenditure. So there are two types of expenditure. One is revenue expenditure, one is capital expenditure. If money is being spent for any asset, then it is capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure are ongoing operating expenses. For example, you have money and you want to build a school. So the money which you used in order to build the school, it is capital expenditure. Later, the money which you are using to operate that school, that money will be revenue expenditure. So recently, to promote capital expenditure, this particular scheme was in news. As per this scheme, central government is going to provide loan to the states, and this will be interest-free loan, and this will be for 50 years interest-free loan. And the Finance Ministry has decided to provide an additional amount of up to rupee 15,000 crore. So that is why it was in news. Now, out of this 15,000 crore, 2,600 is specifically allocated for Part 1 states. Part 1 states are the states of Northeast and the states in hilly areas. Then Part 3 is allocated for the state public sector enterprises, that is SPSC. So here allocation is 5,000 crore. So this money has been allocated for the monetization and recycling of the assets and disinvestment of state public sector enterprises. The remaining money, that is 7,400 crore rupees, is for the states which are not mentioned in the part 1. So this is category 2. So here remaining states will be covered. Here only states of northeast and hilly areas will be covered. Third is for state public sector enterprises. Now in the context of CapEx, that is capital expenditure, recently government released data, and as per that data, the combined capital expenditure of 37 large public sector enterprises is 4.6 lakh crore. And in this, maximum capital expenditure was done by NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India. It is under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news events. So first is World Press Freedom Day. It was on 3rd of May and the theme was Information as Public Good. And the 2021 Global Conference or 2021 event is organized by UNESCO in association with Government of Namibia. It is an African country. So theme of World Press Freedom Day was Information as Public Good. The 2021 event was organized by UNESCO in association with Namibia. On the other hand, 2nd of May was observed as World Tuna Day. Tuna is a fish. Apart from that, 2nd of May was also celebrated as World Laughter Day. Actually, this World Laughter Day is celebrated on the first Sunday of May, but this time it was on. Actually, this World Laughter Day is celebrated on the first Sunday of May, and this time it was on 2nd of May. That's why. Next is first green solar energy harnessing plant of Indian Army. So this is going to be in North Sikkim. This is first of its kind plant by Indian Army, and it is going to be of 56 kVA, that is kilowatt ampere. It is going to use the vanadium based battery system, and for this Indian Army has collaborated with IIT Mumbai. Now recently vanadium was in news as GSI, that is Geological Survey of India, announced that Arunachal Pradesh could be the India's prime producer for vanadium. Now answer in comment box, GSI is under which union ministry? Next is the unicorn. So the name of our galaxy is Milky Way, and in this Milky Way galaxy, the smallest black hole was recently discovered, and the name of the smallest black hole in this Milky Way is the unicorn. Next is Portuguese Grand Prix. So recently Lewis Hamilton won this Portuguese Grand Prix. Next is Wipro. So recently Wipro was in news as it surpassed HCL and it became the 3rd most valuable Indian IT company. IT is information technology. Which is the most valuable company? It is TCS. Next is Chandro Tomar. So she was well-known shooter. She passed away recently. She was from Uttar Pradesh. Popularly, she was known as Shooter Dadi. Next is P-8I petrol aircraft. So recently, USA approved the sale of these aircrafts to India, and these will be used by Indian Navy. Now please note that in our country for defense procurement we have Defense Acquisition Council, and this council is headed by Defense Minister. These aircrafts are produced by Boeing, and Boeing is an American aerospace company. Next is Pitola Nach. So first thing first, it is a string puppetry and it is related to the state of Assam. Last is cryptocurrency rewards credit card. So recently MasterCard collaborated with Gemini and Web Bank to launch first of its kind cryptocurrency rewards credit card. So that was all for the day. The test will be provided in a separate video. You can attempt it if you want to. Thank you.